What up, fam? What's up, Facebook? Man. What's up, Twitter? What's up, YouTube, man? You already know it's your boy Triple Black. On here, man, on a Friday, man. Peace and love to everybody on there. On Friday, and seeing just seeing what the family is up to, man. You're the title of the video, man. Man, I appreciate the love, the respect that I've been getting on YouTube, man. I've been at YouTube for a while, but I haven't really consistently made videos. But man, I broke the 200 mark on 2 videos, man. So I'm really proud of myself, man. I'm over 2,000 subscribers. You already know, man. Shout out to you guys, even the people that did the thumbs down, that comment, man. Peace and love to all you guys, man. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate that, man. I feel, man, I feel good, man. I feel like more power to keep it more 100 with you guys, man. shout, shout out to the ADOS movement, man. But one thing I got to ask, man. I seen a couple videos. The one video that I saw was with Tone Talks and Yvette Cardinal, I guess. Basically the video that popularized this new whole movement and whatever, man. But just like I said in previous videos, man, this shit reeks of MAGA, man. I don't know if you guys aligned yourself with MAGA or whatever, but man, is this the American descendants of slave owners' children? What's the name? But they say that was the imitation is the best form of flattery, and and you know what? It might sound like I'm bitching and complaining or whatever, but you know what? Fuck it. I am a little bit because uh, I'm a son of Haitian immigrant. So, well, shit, sue me. If you think I'm just going to be sitting there, I'll be like, okay. Hey, you know what? Like I said, we can walk and chew gum at the same time. I support reparations. I definitely support reparations. My wife is African American. My son is, I guess he's part African American, but no, he's Haitian. Don't let nobody play. Once you got Haitian blood in you, you all the way Haitian. You all the way Haitian. But anyways, the people for ADOS, man, I don't care if you don't agree with me, man, because you know what? If you black, man, you're still my brother, man. It don't matter, man. We can have disagreements or whatever, man. You know what? I don't really see that, but I do give preference to Haitians. That's just whatever, man. It's just like if you were the fraternity, you give preference to who in your fraternity, man. That's just what it is, man. We're tribal like that. If you were, in whatever African country, I'm sure there's preferences that you have, man. If you're Creole, you probably give preferences to certain Creole groups or whatever. I mean, that just how we are in general. We're tribal, but we still should stay on code. For the whole African diaspora because you know, there's something unique about us. Uh, there's some questions there's some questions that definitely need to be answered, man. When you go to this whole thing because like you can't just shut up about it. I think they're fair questions. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how the hell you go from melanoid or melanated pride to this. It's being melanated used to be like the badge of honor, but now you're almost embracing. Every time I cringe every time I hear the word slave, and that's one of that was one of the points that really kind of just left a bad taste in my mouth, man, because you know I'm a big fan of like certain people that are part of this movement, like Tariq Nasheed. He had whole films, like 5 different films of Hidden Colors, which were basically telling the stories. You were more than just slaves. You were just more than slaves. And then he did tell the story about 1804, which we were more than slaves. And now you have a segment of people that are embracing the whole slave name. Over the last 2 years, we've if you look at the whole Colin Kaepernick movement, we were standing with each other, not kneeling towards the flag, and we told the real story about how oppressive this government is, and what are some of the things that are bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, the 13 colonies and the 52 country flag, what that flag represents, what uh, the Pledge of Allegiance represents, what the national anthem represents, and now people want to drape themselves in it, and all of a sudden they want to just change the narrative, and they're pro America now, or whatever, which is fine. I had a person on one of my comments, and I was born in America. They basically told me to go back to my country, go back to my country, and most of the comments have been pretty neutral that I've been getting on my videos, but I have an occasional comment like, go back to your country, go back to your Haitian, whatever, you know what I'm saying, and it proves my point, because, and then with hashtag ADOS, there's arguments that I have with those people, and that proves it proves my point. You're proving the point that the reason that I had a little bit of dissension against this whole movement, because when you hear the rhetoric of it, it's inherently anti-immigrant. I mean, anti-immigrant, but not anti-immigrant, but anti-black immigrant. It's black immigrant. You know what? When Trump them, they were anti-immigrant. They were just anti-immigrant in general. You know what I'm saying? But they kind of use it. A lot of dog whistle language. But what type of immigrants that they were talking about. And then he went full white supremacist like a year ago and said, shithole countries. And what type of immigrants that he was talking about with that. And it almost feels like we've been through that. Some people stood up and fought for us. But, if you were in my shoes, you kind of noticed, a lot of people wasn't going so hard for us, like they claimed they were. There were a lot of people wasn't going so hard. You had a lot of people that were like, oh, yeah, the master might be right. You know what? Your country is a shithole. Your country is a shithole. And another thing that I've been noticing too, and people can't hide themselves. The truth will come out. The truth will come. The truth will come. You can disguise, deflect all you want to, but majority of the time when you have a black immigrant arguing with somebody that's pro ADOS is white supremacist talking points. The same white supremacist talking points that Ann Coulter, the same white supremacist talking points that you hear on Breitbart and all that stuff. That's the same ones that they use. And I don't even know if they use the same. I mean, if they even know that they're using the same ones. But it's the same one. Well, look at like Haiti. Haiti is they love to use Haiti as like a white supremacist talking point. Like whenever you talk about anything black empowerment or Pan-African or anything like that, do you want your country looking like Haiti? Look what happened to Haiti. That they love that. They love to use that. But the only thing I say is like, yeah, look what happened to Haiti. In 1804, they were able to gain their independence and were the catalysts to a lot of African countries gaining their independence, including the United States. Including Venezuela, including Nicaragua, all these, the Latin American countries, the countries over in Africa. Look at Haiti. You know what I'm saying? That's what I say to those people. But you can't deny that this whole movement has a lot of MAGA in it. The rhetoric has a lot of MAGA in it. You have to be a complete idiot to tell me there's not parallels between the MAGA movement and the ADOS movement. The thing is you guys haven't went full, white supremacists or whatever, but there's a lot of coded language. There's a lot of dog whistling that I hear. I mean, there's a lot of dog whistling. Uh, it's there, it's there, and sometimes people catch themselves doing it. You know what? And what's crazy about a lot of the people that are doing it, just a week ago, before this hashtag got famous, you were Pan African, you were melanoid, you were a Moor, you were talking all that talk, and all of a sudden you tuck your tail between your legs, which is crazy to me. Frankie, you got to stop, man. You're fine until I start making a video, then you start going hog wild. You were you were melanated, and there's and I just shout out to O'Shea Jackson. I can't wait to go to watch the show tonight. I think they're going to do a Brother Pill show, which is a fantastic show, man. I love that show, man. That's a cool show. Man, it's no, you were melanated. You were melanated. You were pro black, and then all of a sudden you switched up. It's like you know just imagine, man. Let's use a different example. Let's just imagine you were blood, right? You were blood all your life. Rolled for bloods. You rode with bloods, and then all of a sudden, you're wearing that red flag. You have that red flag on, and then somebody probably, there's a possibility that you might get a little check or something like that. There's a possibility you might get a little check, and now all of a sudden you're a Crip. You're a Crip. You know what I'm saying? Or you're a Crip, or not a Crip, but let's or you're Pyru. That was the wrong example, but you're Pyru. You claim to still be a blood, but now you're just Pyru. Now you're Pyru. You be like, whoa, you know what? We got to look out for ourselves. We got to look out for our block. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm still a blood and whatever, but we got to look for our block. You know what I'm saying? We got to get money for our block. We already helped the other sets out, but we got to do, we got to fend for our own or whatever. And that's the same type of sentiment that I get, man, when I see this ADOS thing. That's the same type of thing that I feel. Damn, I might be talking in circles or whatever, man. I ain't got nobody to talk to, so. Man, shout out if Soul Traveler comes on here, man. Shout out to him, man. I got his email address. I got to link up with him, because he did a show. I got to link up with him, man. We got to collaborate. There's a lot of people. I mean, there needs to be a diverse voice on YouTube. Everything is all the famous people or whatever like that, or ADOS or whatever, or that genre. You don't have a lot of Haitians or Caribbean, which I don't really see that much on YouTube. Talk about their issues and stuff like that. I think that's it's needed. It's needed. You can't have just one side of the the black agenda getting talked about. It's I gotta stop, and I'm gonna stop this shit. Is I gotta freaking stop just because I'm Haitian, feeling. I was born in this damn country. Just like Italian motherfucker was, Irish person was, whatever. They still claim Irish. You know, our ancestors fought in this damn country too. So, and it's documented. New Orleans, Savannah, Georgia. Haitians been coming over here and fighting for a long time. So don't get that. Haitians been over here since the '60s. I think some came in the '30s or whatever. Haiti was, the only country, that did not allow slavery. So a lot of Black Americans, during slavery time, were escaping to Haiti. I can't wait till they have a story and tell that story about how a lot of people from this country was going over to Haiti to seek asylum. You know, a lot of people from other nations, you know, other nations around the world, Jewish people, you know, you name it. There's a subset, Polish people. There's a subset of all kinds of different people that went to Haiti for asylum. You guys got to understand that too. Haiti was the only country in the goddamn world that did not allow slavery on its borders. Did not allow it. Did not allow it at all. So y'all got to remember that. Hey, Frankie, uh, you know, I gotta been using my phone. I wish I can probably use something else, but I can't really use anything else because when I try to use my mic, uh, it's like chipmunked. It's chipmunked. Hold on a second. Frankie. Jeez. Oh man, that boy getting into everything, man. But I'm gonna get out of here, man, for a second. Like you tell me to Anyways, man. Hey, man. Shout out to everybody out there again, man. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to my page, man. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to my page. Boy. Anyways, I don't even know. I got one person in here, man. Shout out. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to it. Got two people up in here now. Maybe I need to chop it up. I ain't got nobody in my chat. Man, what you got? What y'all want to talk about, man? Um, what I was talking about before was the ADOS movement. How it's, I think it's equivalent to MAGA. You know, like they always say, the imitation is the best form of flattery or something like that. Or I don't know exactly what that quote is. You know, I think the Trump formula has worked so well, you know, for by gaining the presidency and gaining power, and I think that a lot of people in the black establishment are using the same strategy. If you look at some of the rhetoric now, they're using like first, uh, native, indigenous. They're using those type of things. Uh, you know, I think maybe I don't know. I got to look up the history of Indians and Jews and stuff like that, and how they were able to get their reparations. Because uh, I think maybe some of the strategy, which you know what, and I always have to reiterate that some type of I think some type of reparation is needed. Absolutely, some type of reparation is needed. Um, some some type of reparation is needed, and whatever strategy that they're using, I mean, if it's effective, I think it's a great thing. Maybe that will be a blueprint for all African people to use across the world in order to gain reparation. I hope that that is the case. I just don't like the rhetoric that's being used towards immigrant people. Is me. I mean, I can't turn that shit off. I'm only human. If you hear people making disparaging remarks about your particular group, you're supposed to be silent about it. No, I don't think so. In particular, when a lot of the shit is just downright ignorant. Because if you look at the this whole movement, Uh, and you know what the most frustrating part about it is if you're defining this narrative of like the first type people, but if you look at who through history has fought hard as hell, hard as hell for black issues, and just for us being treated, for it, I can make a case that people from that have Caribbean descent have fought harder. If you look at a Caribbean background, like Marcus Garvey, Louis Farrakhan. Louis Farrakhan, where his parents are from. You know, even Malcolm X, where his folks are from. You know what I'm saying? Hey, and that's just not me. Those are facts. Those are facts. If you look at throughout history, you have your Martin Luther King Juniors and things like that. But hey, there's a I mean, I think there's probably a lot more. I mean, I can't name them off the list, but you got to put you got to put saying was it Little Overture, some of those Haitian revolutionaries, in the 1800s in that thing. You got to put some of those people in that thing. You got to put some of the Mandelas in that thing. You know what I'm saying? You got to put some of the Harry Belafontes in that thing. And you can say whatever you want to say about those type of people, but you got to respect what they've done, the contributions that they've made. You just can't escape that shit. You might be able to in your mind, justify it with some white supremacist talking point that's probably been engraved in your slave mentality, to justify you being, you doing this or me first or we fought. I mean, I've at this point I've heard just about every goddamn thing, and I question all that shit. I question all that shit. I mean, I just question it, and you know what? And if it was like a thing where, hey, you know what? Hey, we got to deal with the white people. Can you niggas just shut up and let us go ahead and get this money? And when we get this money, we're gonna make sure all of us is straight. A person like me, okay, man, get your money, black man, get your money, black man, get your money. I mean, hey, come on, man. Hey, listen, hey, go ahead, man, do what you gotta do. Sometimes you gotta play with the devil. You know what I'm saying? But don't fucking tell me hey, I'm not playing with the damn devil. I'm not playing with the devil. You motherfucker you are playing with the damn devil. Don't try to fucking, wipe some shit on my face and tell me it's chocolate. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Don't jump on the goddamn coon train and then say you're not. I mean, it's cooning. It's basically cooning, and I've argued a lot with a lot of people about this, man. And you can't tell me it ain't cooning, man. Yep, exactly what I've been saying. And black immigrants, yeah, yeah. They're like if you go in people's comments that are arguing back and forth about ADOS and that the ADOS people are using white supremacist, Breitbart, Donald Trump talking points. Every single one of them. That's their whole argument. Us first, we were here first, or or make America great again, or something like make America great. But and then you hear, and this is the thing that really really gets me is like even the smart like the paid ones that they have, the leaders of that shit like Tone Talks and Yvette Carnell and all those fuckers. The starting point that they always fucking use is the 80s. Is they use the damn 80s. Why are they using 1980s? They were like they act like they almost talk like the shackles and the slave shackles and shit like that was off in the 80s. And then all of a sudden, the immigrants came, and then we just kind of messed like everything that they had up. Like we just kind of like came in and just messed up everything else. Last year or a couple years before, they were talking about how the CIA, put crack in there, and in the inner cities and stuff like that, and that kind of messed everything up. But now all of a sudden, it was us taking the resources. You know, or it was the Mexicans that were taking the resources, or you know, we've been in this damn circle, in circling and talking and fumbling and doing all this damn for I'm just starting to they say that me being confused is a distraction, but damn, I mean, I really don't damn get it. What is it? What is it? Just come out and just say, hey, we got this check. We got this check coming. Y'all, y'all just step over to the side and let's get this check. Let's, we can't all get this check. If you guys, what I'm saying, if you guys don't want it, man, listen. I don't think any person of Haitian descent, or majority of people from Haitian descent or African descent, or just people in the African diaspora in general, are looking for a handout. I really don't. I mean, I really don't think that. I don't even think that Africans or anybody like that are going to be all of a sudden, if reparations came around or whatever. We're in America. We're just going to have our hand out. I don't think that's I don't that's just not. I don't think it's just a majority of our nature. It's just. I mean, of anything. Uh, you know, when I was a child, it's always been ingrained to me to not want government assistance, welfare. Those are within the Haitian community. That's a huge stigma that we kind of stay away from. That we don't want no part of. I don't think that you know African or Haitian people or whatever are going to be standing in the way. The only problem that I got with it is just the 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 disingenuous nature, the hypocrisy, the just the fuck shit. I mean, excuse my French. That's coming with that shit. And you got a lot of motherfuckers that are leading the blind. I mean, like it just kills me because you know about a week ago you wanted to be melanated. You wanted to tell people we were more than slaves. Now you're kind of almost working with the oppressor. You know, and maybe that just I think of the movie Django. You had the one guy, Samuel L. Jackson, and and Leonardo DiCaprio. That was a super team, and maybe the ADOS. That's what they want that back. They want that back. Like that team. Samuel L. Jackson and Leonardo DiCaprio finally together. That's when America was great again. That's of that like that Sambo or yeah, that Sambo right there. That is that is the definition of a descendant of slave right there. And that's not no disparaging thing right there. Yeah, I got your email, man. I wrote it down. I've been meaning to email, man. But we need to collaborate right there. We definitely need to collaborate and do a live stream or something like that. I got a podcast too, man. No Cupcake Zone, man. Look up that podcast. But anyways, I think that's just what it is. When America was great again. You know, the unemployment, like people would be talking about the unemployment rate is great. You know, I remember when the unemployment rate was zero for blacks. It was zero for blacks. You know why? They just didn't get paid. Think about that shit. You know, these white supremacists are very crafty in their rhetoric, and in a lot of these guys, these black supremacists. I'm just making up a word now. They're really crafty in it too. They're really crafty in it too when they're talking when they're talking this ADOS thing. Um, it is kind of when I do mention it, it is kind of conflicting because uh, the the whole idea of reparations is something that I'm all about, man. I'm definitely about that. I just think America owes a great debt to just black people. I mean, if you call it the original people that came from slavery and everything, I mean that's an evident thing. That is an evident thing at all. But the thing about it is, we've all made contributions, man. We all made contributions to what this society is, what black society is, and all of a sudden you have proposal of a check or something like that. Maybe there's a check that we don't know about, and it's just like a family member. All of a sudden they know some money's coming, and they want to, they just want to like they want to disassociate themselves with the whole family because they want that check all to them themselves, you know. That's some like some devil shit right there, man. That is some fucking devil shit. Um, uh, Message retracted. What is that, man? Yeah, it's like the family member thinks that check is coming. They're happy about that check. They want that check, and then all of a sudden, um, you know, in order to get that check, they're told, hey, you know what? In order for you to get this money, you gotta, you gotta leave people behind, which is fine. Um, the only thing I tell you guys, these ADOS people and all that stuff, make sure you get that check. Make sure you get that check, because if you get that check, if you don't get that check, and then you come back, like you was like last year, you know what I'm saying? Being melanated and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? If you don't get that check and then you try to come back, I'm not accepting your ass. I'm just gonna look at your ass, very side eye. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna look at you, really funny. I'm gonna look at you really funny. And and also, if you do get that check, make sure that you rebuild your community with that check. You don't have to rebuild our community or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I understand all that. If you want that, you ain't gotta. But make sure your people's straight. Make sure your people's straight. That's all I gotta say, man. Make sure your people's straight. You know, don't and I was like laughing. I was laughing real hard with this new fight with Ti and Frankie with Ti and Floyd Mayweather and all that stuff. And, and I was like, the whole Gucci thing. Ti was like, very serious and shit like that about it. The next thing you know, this guy said, something about 3 months. Let's boycott them 3 months. I didn't even hear that part. And then when I heard that part, man, because the whole, I ain't never fucking bought a pair of Gucci's anything in my goddamn life. I mean, to me, that shit is ugly and tight and just garbage to me. It ain't, I don't even know anybody that, I mean, I know a lot of people that like Gucci, but whatever, man. What the hell? Why can't, I can't see the freaking comments. Every time somebody make a comment, Because somebody made a comment. I wanted to respond to it, but what the hell? Yeah, ADOS is anti. Yeah, it is a. It basically is that. Has nothing to do with reparations because government didn't start the conversation. They did. Yeah. And they probably been waiting to get with us. Hold on. Shit. Frankie. Oh boy, man! I knew he was up to something bad, man. If you have a kid, yeah, that should. Yeah, you right about. I think you're absolutely right about that. It doesn't. I don't think it had anything to do with reparations at at first, because they're always been kind of low key making slick, comments. Because I remember when everybody was talking, was outraged about the whole Trump saying shithole countries, Haitians were shithole countries, and Africans were shithole countries. A lot of my African American counterparts, which they were finding ways to kind of like um, agree with that whole sentiment. They were finding agree, and it was it. I noticed it. I noticed it a lot. I mean, I saw that a lot. I mean, this was. Hold on a second. I'm reading the comment. But anyway, I mean, make sure you guys like and subscribe to my page, man. That'd be awesome, man. Appreciate that, man. I got a video for the first time. I got 265 views, man. I'm coming on up. You know what I'm saying? Got 11 likes. That's what I'm talking about right there. You already know what it is, man. It's yeah. You already know what it is. Uh, if and you know what, I do really want to have a sincere conversation about this whole thing, even on both sides. I'm a person that I can debate you. Doesn't mean I hate you. You know what I'm saying? We have disagreements. Doesn't mean I hate you. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I just don't appreciate anybody, take you know lying about shit or being less than forthcoming about things. That's what the part that I don't like. Frankie, man, I'm sorry to leave you guys tonight, man, because my son is just destroying everything. My wife about to be back, and I'm gonna be in some serious trouble right now because he caused some damage in there. Ah. All right, man. You guys have a great Friday night, man. A soul traveler, man. If you still expect my email, man, then we'll come up with some type of date or something like that. Maybe we can collaborate on a podcast or a live stream or something like that. And any YouTuber out there, man, if you are, I don't care if you're ADOS or whatever, man. Let's collaborate. Let's talk because I think we need a di- you do know. Do you know Shozu, my homie? Used to, yeah, that's my cousin. That's my cousin. That's my cousin. Maybe is your. I think he used to be managed by DJ Quest. That's a big DJ around here. But no, Shozo, that's my blood cousin. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. You know what's crazy about him? His dad uh, is cousins with my dad on both sides of his family. On his mom's side and his not Shozo, but Shozo's dad. You know, they're cousins. That's my cousin. If you're talking about Shozo, um, if you're talking about Shozo, that is my cousin, man. But I just got some listen. I mean, some people that's listening to the show, and then I gotta leave because of my homeboy, my little boy, man. But anyways, man, peace and love to everybody out there, man. Make sure you guys like and share this show. Hey, man, let's keep this conversation going, man. We need